Hello and welcome, I'm Tino, and I did two videos about interceptor fighters. On the first one we demonstrated that the heavy fighter is better as interceptor. We demonstrated that on paper. This is the meta heavy fighter against the meta small fighter. But then we did one test and we compare on the field 4 prototypes, the 2 meta and 2 of my own designs, and I wrote down the result. The results are here. You can see the video, also leaving the video in the description. And the meta small fighter, using the IC cost that you see here, 58, it destroyed this number of strategic bomber, 160. Then I used the meta heavy with this cost, a little bit cheaper. It destroyed far more strategic bomber, so a much better deal than the small fighter if you are talking about interception. And then I use my model that I call the killer whale, that is a modified heavy fighter, and it destroyed 311, so it's kind of even much better than the standard heavy fighter. And in this video I'm going to explain why is that happening. So let's start the explanation. This is the heavy fighter. The heavy fighter is better interceptor against heavy bomber because it has more agility than the bombers, and therefore all the soft attack that you see here, all the air attack that the heavy fighter deals, is going to be hitting the bomber because the bomber is low. So the more weapons you put on there, they are going to be hitting very hard the enemy. And your agility, if it is 4 times bigger than the agility, higher than the agility of the enemy, you're going to be reaching the cap that is 90% damage reduction. But it does not affect the damage that you deal. The damage that you deal, as long as you have more agility than the bomber, you're going to be dealing 100% damage. And if you are faster, you're going to be dealing even more damage. That means that if you are cannons, you are going to be dealing more damage. And if you are, for example, turrets, that is what I did. I'm using light twin turrets because if I use heavy, I cannot take off with the actual engine. And I'm going to add this turret. These turrets make the plane dealing more air attack, and since I still have more agility, this is going to be full damage on the enemy strategic bomber, and I'm going to still keep taking only 10% of enemy damage because the bombers have an agility of 5, let's say 5, the standard strategic bomber. So if you multiply the agility of 5 multiplied by 4, it gives you 20. So I have even margin to add more, decrease my agility a little bit, and still be over the having the 90% damage reduction. But anyways, the damage that you take is not affecting the damage that you deal, and you want to deal as much damage as possible because the heavy fighter, the heavy bombers, sorry, are very, very expensive. So I don't care if my agility is low, I want to keep dealing a lot of damage to the enemy bombers that are super expensive. But anyway, as I said, I still having the 90% protection against enemy bombers. And what about if you encounter an enemy bomber that is more agile because they have a very expensive engine? It's super expensive, this plane. It has bomber base, but it has a nicer agility, but the agility is still lower than the killer whale, so they are going to take the full damage of all the machine guns that the killer whale has, but it's going to be dealing a little bit of damage. They have little air attack, so they are going to be able to fight back a little bit better against the killer whale than against a small fighter. The small fighter will evade this bomber easily. But anyway, this plane is so expensive that it's going to be a very bad deal for the attacker. And that's all. Hope you have enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see you the next one. On the upper right, I'll leave you the playlist. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.